Today in TheBootGuy, we're looking at an ARIAT Workhog. This is a Trek H2O 8-inch insulated work boot. So out of the box, this boot is comfortable. ARIAT knew what they were doing when they built a really comfortable comp toe insulated boot. That's right, it's composition toe. It's the thermoplastic toe. So that means lighter weight. That means more comfortable. That means it doesn't conduct electricity. And that means it doesn't conduct as much cold as a chunk of steel. 800 grams of Thinsulate. In my opinion, it's way too much insulation. This boot was developed for extremely cold, extremely wet conditions when you have no chance of getting inside and warming up. This is what you want to have on your foot. Now it's an 8-inch boot. It's an 8-inch boot that ARIAT decided to cut out the back at the 8-inch mark to give you a little more flexibility. And they used cordura on the sides and a really nice padded collar. So this whole part up here, extremely flexible, extremely pliable. So when you're walking, you're moving, you're climbing, this is not going to hold you back. This part up here, it's so pliable. Right back there, they got a nice leather reinforced pull-on. With an 8-inch boot, you know you're gonna be using this thing to get it on because you're gonna be so bundled up. You're gonna have on socks, thermal underwear, and all that stuff. This little baby's gonna come in handy. The sole they're using is slip resistant and oil resistant, and they're using the ATS Max shank. So this is the widest shank in their work line. This is that big fork that runs from here to here. This thing is going to support your whole body, so they engineered it for just that purpose. The leather is beautiful. It's ARIAT. ARIAT makes beautiful Western boots. They play with some of the nicest equestrian type leathers out there. So it should just make sense that their work boots are going to be equally as beautiful. And the Workhog, this Trekker, is beautiful. Now in the whole world of ARIAT work boots, this one is probably the top of the line. This is their creme de creme. This is the boot that really sets a standard for what an insulated work boot should be. The waterproof barrier encompasses the whole foot. It's a waterproof sock. It's a bootie. It's built into the boot. So you're going to be 100% waterproof. Looking at the lacing system on this boot, you'll notice something. There's no eyelets. Everything is on the surface. And with an insulated waterproof winter boot, that's kind of what you want. You don't want holes going through the leather. You don't want to create any weak spots in the boot for cold and water to get in. So ARIAT used these beautiful pass-throughs. There's 3 pass-throughs on each side. And then from this point all the way up, it's speed laces. So the boot's going to be easy on and off. Now inside this bad boy, like I said, 800 grams of Thinsulate. So when you add that much insulation into a boot, what you're really creating is a sleeping bag feel. And this boot is no different. When you put your hand inside here, first off, you're going to feel the leather heel cup, which is pretty synonymous with all of ARIAT's work boots and Western boots. They use a beautiful piece of leather back there, which kind of holds your foot and your heel in place when you're walking. But when you start to run your hands down the side and you move it to the vamp, it really does feel like you just stuck your hand inside one of those 20-degree below zero type sleeping bags. This thing, your hot hand just starts to generate heat inside this boot. Now since they're using an ATS shank, you know you're going to find an ATS insole built in there. And that's the nice ATS insole. That's the one with the gel heel and the gel forefoot. Great insole. Now something I really love about this boot is they make it only in double E widths from 7 to 15. And I know a lot of you guys out there with your B's and your D's are going to be like, well, that rules us out. But we're not talking about form-fitting boots. We're not talking about that type of item here. We're talking about cold weather. We're talking about one step below a pack boot with all the characteristics that come in a pack boot, except you're getting a safety toe and you're getting this beautiful pliable leather. So you're going to be 100% waterproof, 100% warm, and you're going to be able to move in this thing. This thing is perfect for guys who got to climb. This sole mixed with this shank and this leather and all these characteristics, I would say this is probably one of the most perfect railroad boots out there for you guys that gotta walk the ballast and you guys gotta climb the train cars. this boot is going to be phenomenal for you. Like I said, it's out of the box comfortable. It's all the characteristics. It's all the bells and whistles. Everything they put into this boot, they were trying to build a comfortable waterproof boot that's perfect for the winter, and they did a great job at it. So that's the ARIAT Workhog Trekker H2O. Hey, if you've ever worn any of the ARIAT insulated winter boots, please comment below. And if you've got any good information about the sole that they use on this boot, about how beautiful this shank really is when you have to climb with it, please comment below. Hey, if you're interested in seeing more detailed photos of the lacing system, the inside, or even pictures of the insole, please swing by TheBootGuy.com. There you'll find all the information about this boot, the statistics, and you'll also find a link if you're interested in picking a pair of these up before it gets too cold out there. Please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. It really helps out. And if you're about to pick up a new pair of ARIAT Workhogs or just any boots in general, shoot me over an email if you should have any questions. If you're kind of on the fence about size, the amount of insulation, or whether or not the boot is right for your job, shoot me over an email. All right, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.